Well, good evening. Hello, everybody. I know a lot of you are watching from all parts of the world. It is early afternoon for me, and we are about to get started with our stream here. I hope you guys like the new intro. Literally encoded that a few seconds before got started here. So I was kind of crossing my fingers that that would work, and it looks like it maybe did. So anyways, I figured we would continue on with our little journey here. I'm gonna make sure that we have proper bit rates and everything because we're live streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. For some reason, YouTube is giving me some sort of error. I'm not sure why. We started using Restream, which apparently has its own quirks and issues that I've been working through. So, yeah. The intro is epic. Oh, thanks. I'm doing a whole rebranding thing. I hired a couple of friends to make us some awesome graphics and overlays and animations and all of that. So, be looking for that. That's all thanks to you guys for supporting the stream and being here and hanging out and being the cool cats and kittens that you are. The track name on that one, I'll have to look here. I use a music subscription service for royalty-free music, so it is one of those. Let me give you the title of it, though. That one is called Miles by Enzofar, E-N-Z-O-F-A-R, Enzofar. It's, one of those royalty-free tracks. Hope you guys like my honey bucket hat. We'll get started here. My website appears to be down. Oh no. Let me see. Let's see. Is it down? Is it down? It is not down. I'm looking at it right now. Did I maybe link it wrong somewhere? Anyways, we'll wait a few minutes for everybody to get in here. We should be just about ready to go. Things are looking good, sounding good. At least I'm hoping. And we'll jump back in. I'll show you guys what we've done so far. Christian is building his Twitch empire now. Is this a test stream or just starting early? No, this is the scheduled time. Scheduled place, scheduled time. Yeah, if you guys are over on YouTube, we're going to be adding some more integration with Twitch as far as overlays, pop-ups, animations, that kind of stuff that you can interact a little bit better with over on Twitch. We're not abandoning YouTube. You'll still be able to see all these videos the same way you're used to. So nothing's going to change for you if you like watching things on YouTube. But if you want to interact a little more and, be involved in some more impromptu type stuff, Twitch is going to be where it's at. So could someone paste the Twitch link? Let me paste it, actually. I'll paste the Twitch link. I'll stop being so lazy. Yeah, so if you guys want to follow me over on Twitch, I don't know why it's not populating a link there, but oh well. It looks like everything is good. For some reason, YouTube is giving me a keyframe error, but I think that's from Restream. Not sure how to fix that. So, with that said, let's show you guys what we've got ripping so far on our time code. We'll just continue this, and I have about 3 hours worth of work to do on this, so we'll finish it up with the lighting portion. I thought I would be able to finish the lighting portion on my own last night. Wednesdays, 6 p.m. No. It's I'm pretty sure I have the timing right. Did I mess up the timing? If I did, that's pretty funny, but oh, you're right. It is supposed to be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Well, I guess we're streaming a little bit early today. I totally messed up the schedule. My bad. But I think actually we get more people this way, so my bad. Maybe I'll restream it again, but I'm already set up and ready to go. So we'll just run it. We'll roll with it. My mistake. All right, let's see what we got so far. Yeah, I know this is a way better time for Europe, gang. I just feel bad because maybe I'll do another stream tonight. That's what I'll do. We'll do a shorter stream. I'll take a little break, and then we'll stream again at the the appropriate time. Whoops. It's perfect like this. Yeah, it's perfect for you, but there are people who live on the other side of the world. Ooh, wow, there's people watching on both YouTube and Twitch. That's real superfan status. And this is the, just keep in mind, this is the lowest rendering quality setting on Capture. Dual gobos. I can see capture choking a little bit there. It's not so much capture choking as my machine. Bonjour, France. Bonjour. 9 a.m. in New Zealand. It's a great time. Okay, maybe we'll switch to this then. Because we can kind of get the tail end of Europe in the early morning. It might have been an error, but I kind of like it. And that's pretty much as far as I am. There's a little tiny bit here that I'm going to work on. Yeah, we have about 30 more seconds of the track to do, and it is going to take the full 3 hours for sure. 10 p.m. in Scotland. Greetings from Singapore. Respect. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. I thought I was going to miss the stream, but I guess not. Hey, maybe this is a better time. I'm glad that I accidentally streamed right now. Okay, I'm going to get into it. Apologies if I don't answer questions. We'll be doing questions at the top of every hour. So in about an hour, we'll take a little break, and then another hour after that, so on and so forth. And I am just going to get into it. Hope you all have your glasses of water ready at the top of every hour so we can do Water Gang together. Oh my gosh. Reaper's not playing along with me. Dun, 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 dun. This is a battle. This is a battle. Ba-da-dum. Let's see if I remembered to reverse the direction of those color 472s. Yeah, I did. Good. Just got all of our summer festival shows canceled. Yeah. It's been that way for a while here. There were a couple more major festival cancellations just today, I think. Today or yesterday. Super bummer. We'll get through it. This is the index thing I was talking about. So now here I need to add this build. We need to program this build because it's not done yet. Yeah, it depends on how much time you put into a track. Normally, like, we wouldn't get this detailed, but because it's for previs and we can time everything like very exactly, it's worth it to spend a little extra time for something that you'll use as like a demo, which is what my plan is. Thank you guys for all the follows on Twitch. Scott Rowland, Dutch, Aniki, Max Ferriero, Chaos Torta, thanks. I like Pi305, thank you for the follows. I didn't realize, I was just checking the Twitch metrics about what it takes to like become partner or what it takes to be affiliated. I think affiliate is the first row or the first like level. And today we've already made it, like with 2 days of streaming basically. So during this part we need to do a move in black reposition. So I'll highlight and I just need to come up with a cool position for this like stuttering gunfire sound basically. So I want to do something that is a little bit weird. So if I do that row that way, and then do this row, whoops. We'll do this row this way. I'm just splitting up our left and right and using the presets that I already have. So then this way we can fire like one section like like that. What is the post about charity concert? Oh yeah, so we haven't set an exact date for this benefit thing that we're doing, but we're putting together, me and Colin Stenzel, Deadmau5's LD, we're putting together a fun little live stream where we will be doing things, destructive things, to old lighting fixtures. When I say old, I mean like so old and obsolete that they're worth nothing, because we don't want, like, that's the whole thing, is we don't want to waste anything. But we're looking for people who have fixtures that are like obsolete, that would be fun to destroy. And that's all I'm going to say for now. So if you, someone you know or love, has any such fixtures, please get in touch with me, because we have some plans for them. Just don't expect to get them back. Let me put it that way. We're already at 92 main queues in the sequence, by the way. So the idea is for them to like start in opposite directions and like pan as they strobe and turn on. Also, for all the mods and supporters in chat who are seeing questions that I've answered before, I'm about a third of the way through making my little frequently asked questions web page so that people can be referred to that. So I appreciate all the questions, but when it comes down to it, eventually I'm going to be answering questions that maybe we haven't seen before. Yeah, just in case you guys are curious, the live streaming situation on Twitch is just vastly superior as far as quality and delay is concerned. So there's like about 230 people on YouTube right now, and Twitch, the response to, like the amount of delay between when I send something and when I can see it on the Twitch screen right over there is like 4 seconds tops, whereas YouTube is almost a full minute, sometimes more. So that's what I mean as far as like why I'm doing both Twitch and YouTube, just so that we can get a little bit better, faster interaction. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. So that's going to be the plan. I'm going to also change them to white. And I think that was in Q92. So then they'll be like wow, like that. Zoltan, what's up? I am now on Twitch. That be Thanks Zach Beard for the follow. Wow, we're getting a lot of follows, guys. I wasn't expecting people to want to come over to Twitch. Again, it's okay if you're not. It's okay. Nothing against you. Yeah, sometimes people get errors on Twitch. Let's just see. Whoops. I messed up. I recorded it accidentally. Alright, let's record again. Gotta wait. What bitrate am I streaming at? 6,000. If I give Twitch any more than 6,000, it starts giving me errors. I think that 6,000 is the cap that they let like non-partnered streamers stream at. Program feed, thanks for the follow. Pixful1, thank you. Sebastian Long, thanks. So now the real question is, do I add in that panning thing I was talking about? I think I'll do it. Because it's pretty easy to just grab this, go to our positions, change it to straight, and create a second queue that has a follow time and a fade. It's pretty easy. So you just grab the fixture, straight, store it as a second queue, edit that queue, change it to a follow. Then what did I say, 1 second? So it'll do like that. Yeah, I think I like that. Again, we can change this later. Once everything gets recorded, then once everything is recorded, then you can go in and change the contents of it. It's just like presets in that regard. And since I made those as follow queues, there's no need to do any more additional timecode. Those follow queues will just automatically go. I'm gonna make it like 0.75 seconds. Okay, now I can do something with these ground fixtures. Let's see what I did with them. That part is pretty cool. So I think I'm gonna capitalize on that with these boys. Yeah, I like that. Wow, wow. I thought about not including these when I programmed that other marking queue. Stupid. Actually, I'm just going to remove. That should. Okay, so for that section, we're going to do the entire group of fixtures. So this left half would go to CA. The right half would go to V. Maybe we'll go up a little bit too. Yeah. Now, here's the part where I'm just going to have to add a new surface here, or see if I have anything that I can hijack or delete. And then delete these. Move the shutters over here. 1, 2, 3. Rearranging my surface a little bit since we've got almost a full complement of buttons now. Enter record mode. I'm just adding strobe hits where I know I'm going to want the JDC's strobe to go on. I think that's about it. Okay, that's good for now. Let's go back to our strobe buildup, which I wish I would have labeled a little better. I don't think it's that one. If you enter a world, so now I can label this one. Strobe top bottom. If you enter a world and you start calling around in different effects, you can see which effects that world or what you're in. Or sorry, if you select the group, then you can start tapping around in groups and seeing if it's applicable. So we'll do that again. Build, and then we'll make a 2x. So go to our dimmer, speed, 150. Make sure link single is active. Store 88.5 for our queue. 2x. Yeah, I like this streaming time way better for day 2. Maybe I'll just do this every day. L8. Yeah, L8 I think was light converse. Not 100% sure on that. Maybe maybe Alex Hughes is around here somewhere. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that. I need to leave that as a go. 2, 3. So you hear how it kind of doubles up there. It's not like 100% proper to double it up right here, I don't think, because it doesn't exactly double. But let's see what we can do. I mean, I guess I did. Guess we should just stomp it now. kind of want to make a little bit more unique of a position than this. This is what is going on during that moment. Is there any college course you can take to become an LD? I don't know. I didn't take any. But I'm not really familiar with the whole process of going through a school like that. I just don't know. I'm sure there's ways to do it that way. It's just not how I did. I don't really like this one either. Kind of do like the straight out look. Or maybe the... Starburst, but then A position. Kind of like that. This is where freeze is really good. Because the console is truly LTP, like even the programmer is latest takes precedence. Unless you put freeze on, then freeze just like adds another layer on top of the LTP like stack, if you will. I'm gonna extend my Twitch chat just so I can see it a little better. Twitch chat. There we go. God, you guys should see the screen that I'm looking at. There's like, I've got a monitor just for the stream. It has like activity feeds, so like I can see who followed on where, and all the chats from all the different places. Yeah, right now the best value for the money visualizer is probably L8 with the community edition. So here there's like a little laser noise inside there. Yoop. Like that. So we need to do something about that. I think the one thing I don't really like about JDCs in general is just how blocky they are together. Like they're great for cloning and great for having an all-in-one hybrid fixture, but if you want to create like really like structural and continuous looking programming and designs and stuff, you either need a lot of them like in straight lines or, you know, something else. So I'm going to create a couple of like wipes I might just do this with... Watch this. Just gonna make a bitmap. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Rectangle tool. Visualization. I'm gonna do bitmap, and then I think actually here, let's do something even. We'll leave it like this for now. I'll show you something else cool in a minute. The JDC strip thing is announced. It's like out. I think they've got a live stream about it. So go back over to bitmap, go to my dim bitmap, and change our output layer to... Ooh, that's curious. Setup. Move this down a little bit. Okay, dim bitmap. Layout number... What did I select? Easy LED? 4. Okay. Then... So this is what the bitmap engine does. And you can reposition this square, excuse me, this rectangle, and the visualization follows along with it, which is pretty cool. I wish you could automate this, the movement of this box, but you can't. As far as I know, at least. Maybe there's some crazy way to do it. Dave lights up. RDJ sound and lighting. Daysent. American Tax. Wow. Thank you for the follows on Twitch. Appreciate it. So if I do horizontal bar PNG, oh, I gotta change here. That's pretty cool. Although technically, I would move. This is the annoying part about these layouts and doing bitmaps is, even though it makes sense from one perspective, if you change your perspective at all to the stage, I'll just throw these, I guess, in here. Yeah. That's fine. Ooh, that's a cool gradient. Then I've got all these macros just set up where I can choose whether I want to like rotate clockwise, counterclockwise, then the speed at which these are slave to a different speed master. We can do like no rotate and then just have it scroll up. It's pretty cool. Scroll down. But for those laser sounds, we should do an inside to out, which we can do by, well, there's a couple different ways you can do this. I'll show you the cheater way. That is to just say screw it and create 2 boxes. And then mirror that on the x-axis. and then just get it kind of close to the other one. You can overlap a little bit too, actually. And then clean up the size. And now, anytime I am using this bitmap and say scrolling something, so if I want to scroll right, it'll scroll right on the left side, but the right side is mirrored. If I want to scroll left, I can do left. And speed it up. And make the scale more narrow. Although for some reason this isn't working very well. Oh, I know why. Because it's technically flipped on its side. It's actually the Y scale that changes how white it is. So I think that's cool. Time is the highest currency. Wow, I didn't realize there'd be such deep thoughts in my chat right now. Did I ever get the NPU? Yeah, I bought one today. It's getting shipped to me. And then we can do a stage that's twice as big as this one. this stage, you guys will laugh at this. You'll enjoy this. My parameter count on this stage is 5,697. But I actually have all of the universes, except for these last ones. These are, pay no mind to these. These are, I think, I have some like random stuff patched in here. But yeah, look, there's like nothing patched down here. I have everything. With just an MA. See, like available parameters versus used. I'm not cheating. It's like I haven't done anything weird. It's because the way that parameters show up in capture, or sorry, in MA, they count some things in that number that don't actually count. It's crazy. The layout view like actually doesn't keep up with the DMX output as much as capture does. So I think a mirrored bitmap for that laser sound would be pretty cool. I like it now that I see it in person. I will make it so that this scroll left is like a... Here's going to be the problem, is keeping this from cycling. So I wonder if I can copy this and then one-shot it, single shot. But then what does it do at the end? Yeah, see, it stops right there. So, hey Charlie, what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. So if we do our scroll left and then our speed. Sorry, I'm getting off track. You guys are distracting me. Who am I kidding? I'm distracting myself. Actually, what I could do, I know a way to do this. We don't need the effect. Turn off the effect. As soon as we get our width down, where we want our scale width. So we want something like super narrow, right? Like somewhere in there, in that realm. We can just use what we did with the other bitmaps. Like, oh shoot, you guys can't see these because we're too late in the queue list. If I manually put a position in that X, we can start here in this first queue. I'm just going to name this laser. Yeah, I spelled laser incorrectly. I spell laser with a Z, like everybody should. Just makes sense. Looks way cooler. And then now I just need to adjust our X position to the tail end right there. Right there. And yeah, I'm using hard values and I shouldn't be using hard values, but if it's for a bitmap, I find it generally acceptable. Now we need to go in and what? Oh yeah, that's right. Change the trigger mode and time to a time of 0. And then this fade is going to be the amount of time that the wipe takes. So if I do like 0.3 and then assign, click our button, go to options, restart first queue. And then here is the major key. Major key. We need to release all of the fixtures that we want. Well, you can do this a couple ways. And actually, I'll probably do it this other way. Remember, there's a lower priority for all bitmap generated outputs. So if I go in here and change our priority to high, now we're good. Like that. Wow. Distant rumble of scientists approaching. Patch a laser? Yeah, I don't have any laser control software, unfortunately. I'm working on getting a Beyond license, like in an FB3, so that I can start doing that in the visualizer. Oh, Joe Cole is calling me. Can't answer, Joe. Okay, so in here, we'll call this one like laser 1. Actually, I think I'm just gonna, we're not gonna get too complex. We'll just, frick yeah. There's like all sorts of like just in case I have other stuff that I program a little bit later, I'm just going to merge this in here so that I can use this button as a... why is it not firing now? This should still be going. Oh, right. Because... oh, yeah. Sorry, I always forget the... when you put them into the same queue, they will no longer... like, if I were to put a dimmer value on certain fixtures in here, because the dimmer value is higher priority than the bitmap, even if they're in the same layer or in the same priority, it won't output, which is useful for some situations, but not in this one. Dun. So for this build section, I want to go back and revisit these boys. And I'm going to create a inward queue. Doesn't really matter where we put it right now. I just kind of want to see how it looks with the fade time. So store 88.1. Make this a follow since it is a movement fade. And we'll go into like the 6-second realm. So this needs to go to like 3. Yeah, I like that. Looking good. Can't wait to see the completed show. Yeah, me too. I've got some other tricks for when we render this all out. I think it'll be fun. Hope you guys are having a great day. If you're new here, you're like, what is going on? Well, I'm streaming like 5 times a week, 4 times a week with like actual streams like this. And if you're interested in tuning into another one or maybe checking out my other stuff, my website is christian-jackson.com. If you go to the /live URL, you can see links to our previous sessions and find other ways to hang out. Kind of don't want to do the left-right thing again. It's kind of done it a lot in this show. So maybe we'll figure out something else to do here. But during this build, I want it to be like a ramp down again. Or maybe ramp up. Let's take a look. So I'll copy our old effect. Quantum build ramp. Now we'll see. Go back into world 1 and then take selection. If I call that effect no idea what I'm looking at, but it's interesting. Well, thanks for randomly clicking on a suggested video. This is an imaginary stage that I use to do what's called program offline. So I'm using a 3D program to look at a virtual stage. There are dogs barking outside, so I'll turn off the ambient mic for a minute. And we are making a series of cues to create a light show to follow along to an audio track. All right, we'll just store this for now. And we can change that effect pool item later. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. I think it'd be cool if like at that part where they are all like this, they'd like rotate it off. So instead of like just like dimming them out or whatever, like they just like had a bitmap shape that took them to 0. How's the life in lockdown? It's pretty good. Hang on one second, I'm gonna adjust my mic. There we go, and we're back. And the dogs have stopped barking. How much did I pay for this setup? A lot. But the nice part is that the software portion that you're seeing on the top section of the screen, so everything that's like over here, that's all free. The software is all free. So you can program on your own with nothing more than a computer. But I'm using this desk because it's easier for me to show you what I'm doing. And it allows me to output to this visualizer over here. So we can see like a pretty representation. But there is still a 3D version that is included with the software. And this is just the crappy version too. There's actually a full MA3D is what it's called. So what DAW for audio? That's Reaper, which is also free. I try to do as much of this with the free versions of everything as possible. So then we'll do that speed up again. I'm not 100% sold on this effect. Maybe we'll do like blocks of 2 or something. Find some interesting arrangement here. Maybe like wings 2 or something. Wings 6. I'm telling you, 90% of this is just like experimenting and messing around. So here if I did 0.33 under our rate, each section would come on as 1. I'm not sure if I like it 100%. So if I do this to like negative 100, or what about this, negative 200? That ratio, so this like 100 to negative 200, the fact that that range, that total range is 300, means that every third section is going to come on by the way I've programmed it. So I might keep that. So we'll keep that for now, and then with this little trick, we can double the speed from 50 to 100. When we get to that double. And then I want to stomp the effect at the break, right? So let's see what we got. Oh, let's go a little earlier. So it sounds like the cue is a little off. Let's try with groups. Or sorry, with blocks. In that case, we would do blocks of 6. Seems wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Frick yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing that's off here is the time code for the double time cue in the main sequence. I feel like it's just like a little too late. So let's try it like this. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Maybe like 1 frame later. Yeah, I think that's acceptable. The break can maybe come like a frame early. Oh, is it water time? Oh shit. It is water time. So that like that's the part where we get to do some fun stuff. Not sure if we'll do like this JDC random sparkly fill thing. That looks pretty cool. It looks even cooler when I turn the throws light feature on. All right, you know what time it is. What time is it? What time is it? I need you to say it in the chat. It's water time. Good old water time. Water gang, yeah. Water gang, water gang, water gang, water gang. Okay. Good water. What do you guys think? Should I make those quantums white? I think I should make them white right there. We can at least see. The reason why I'm making them white is because they're only a third of them are on at any given time. And so I'm balancing that between like that strobe hit that we just had where they were all in red and strobing. It's like if we want to balance that intensity, changing them to white would help that. And then right when it hits to that right when it hits to the break, we'll make them wider. So we'll go ultra wide with them. And then right when they get back to right when they get to that position, we'll go super narrow again. I think. Let's see. I'm gonna hit blind so it's no longer outputting. We'll see where we sit. So on that boom, I'm gonna have them zoom in and then turn off. Can't remember what exactly I've time coded here. Okay. So on that hit, they'll go super narrow. But it needs to move back a little bit. By like 2 frames, maybe 3. Yeah. DJ Pineapple with the $2 Canadian. How would a DJ switch between 2 time-coded songs? The way I have my my timecode pool set up, it's set up so that there are these 2 automation layers, and this will detect any incoming song. So it knows that the desk knows that if it's receiving timecode starting any time between 3 minutes and 10 minutes, that song 18 is going to play. Right? And then that is triggered in this sequence. And each one of these sequences has a macro assigned to it. And this is just the song macro that starts the song. So as soon as the time in the set reaches that certain point for the track to change over when it's incoming, then it'll just switch over automatically. Thank you for the $2. If a DJ starts a song and the fader is not up, I have a set of show control macros that determine whether or not it'll allow a song to start playing. Because no matter what that does that I just showed you, if this timecode pool thing isn't set to play, it won't play. So I determine whether or not I set it to play as armed to play based off of the fader position with macros. That's it. It's a little more complex than that, but that should give you enough to, if you want to figure it out on your own, should be able to. Turn on the ambient mic, it should be. See? It's on. I can put it right next to like the fan of the console. So let's see, how am I going to do this like rotating wipe to turn it off? I think if I go bitmap main, bitmap. Let's just try it. Right, so we'll get dim bitmap. Make sure we are assigned to output. Whoops, up, bop, 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 bop. Our output should be on layout 10. And then if I select, this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how to do this exactly. Because I'm technically rotating, but I need to fill in behind with black. I could do... I have bitmaps like the half circle gradient bitmap. I could do something with that. Let me experiment with that. Why don't I use Pioneer's Pro DJ Link bridge? I don't need to. I don't have a need for it. I use show control. The link bridge is just a way for like third parties to access. Is there something wrong? Is that on my monitor or is that in... Can't tell. There's like a dead pixel, I think, on my screen. Could go to layout 13, which has a little more interesting arrangement, I guess you could say. And if I... Okay. There's something going on here that's kind of what I'm thinking. Just need to move it a little bit, I think. Okay, we're getting somewhere. That's kind of cool. Hmm. Not quite what I envisioned. I'm gonna make a copy of this. Bitmap main or bitmap mh1 mirror. And then I'm just going to delete all these lame fixtures that I don't really care about. Oh, whoops. Almost deleted the whole world. Specials off. Okay, now if I go to dim bitmap and then our, oh my gosh, v output, I think is what it's called, v obj 12. Let's examine where we are right here. So theoretically, if I rotate this, they'll turn on. Okay. I got it. Have no fear. We'll still use the regular bar bitmap. If we go up here to bar horizontal dot ping. Hello from Michigan. What's up? Or am I? Yeah, I think that's Michigan, right? Today we're learning about y equals mx plus b. I hope you brought your TI 69 calculators. Yeah, there's something to be said about the atomics. So theoretically, if I start this out as a vertical rotation, right? So 90 degrees, change the position of it and or the scale, right? I think it would be the scale to the max y. Yeah, I don't know why the atomic LED never really took off, it seems like, because it's wickedly bright. Like, it is insanity. It's, I think, the brightest, like, LED strobe there is. At least in that, like, form factor, that same, like, strobe size. It's brighter, it's for sure brighter than a JDC, the center strip, but that makes sense because, you know, the only thing I didn't like about the atomic LED was the lower end of the dimmer. Like, you couldn't really glow it on. It was like it kind of like went 0 to 100 very fast. Okay, so this will be the start of our queue. Right? Because if I turn this off, store this here. Okay. Now if we grab that bitmap again, and since it's mirrored, I want it to like sweep up or like circular wipe, something like that, like spiral wipe. we can reduce the Y. Turn blind off, how about that? I'm always so paranoid about programming the bitmaps. Oh, wait a second. No, this should be right. This should be fine. What? Should be 1-to-1, right? And if anything else happened in here, right? What if I remove the dimmer or release? Okay, so now there's no, right, okay, cool. So we're on 12 still. What am I doing wrong? So what, am I crazy or was that not working before? Like that was, and then if I zoom this. Oh shoot, that's not gonna work, is it? Maybe? What was with those 27 days? I don't know. Don't know. So if I add a fade time to that, it's kind of what I was thinking, but not quite. Maybe it's because it's so close to... Yeah, that must be it. Still not quite, but we'll fine tune it a little bit here. If I go down to 50, then maybe change the X position. so that it's in the center. Hey Brock, thanks for the kind words. Appreciate you. And then maybe we'll do the rotation to 90. And then just shrink it. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite what I was envisioning. Maybe there's just not enough pixels to make this effect like really. Do I listen to the song over and over? You must be new here. Yes. Oh, whoops. Let me just, okay, so this is one thing that you can do to check and see where your fade times are going wrong or where the values are. Gold Gup, thanks for hanging out. It's 2:20 a.m. there. Yeah, I would head to bed too. No worries. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to create the effect that I want, and that's kind of a bummer. Just don't think I have enough fixtures to make it obvious what's happening. That's okay. Oh, you guys want to see the... I guess there's some new people in here who haven't seen this song so far. So we'll watch it. You fixed the CO2 finally? Sick. What was it? For the 87th time, this is a project for fun. This is not a real stage. This is my timecode template file that I am using this free time to show you how I personally timecode. This is one of the Zomboy songs that I did not have timecoded, and I like it. 4 beers in, day drinking in quarantine. Y'all enjoying quarantine? Again, this is the lowest quality setting in Capture. We'll be here for another hour and a half. Da-da-da. Oh, yeah. Wah, wah. Wah. add some more to this little bit too, I think. This is gonna look way better in the recording. That's the plan, at least. Okay, that's as far as we are. Oh, we're getting there. Yeah, keep in mind that this is all at the lowest quality setting, so you don't see things like the JDC white tube and like the strobe from those. There's a lot of moments in there that include that. We're getting there. Takes about 3 times longer for me to do it on stream, to be honest. It's that little laser noise. This is the part that sucks with these Zomboy songs, is the laser noises. They're everywhere. Seriously everywhere. A lot of times I'll just grab the entire row of actions after I just recorded them and just scoot them all back 2 frames on these Zomboy songs, just because it's hard to hit it exactly right. There's also another one like right after, so you can just copy events, paste events, and then move them about. It's so stupid. It's like milliseconds after the last one. Alright, there's a few more in the section right before here too. And then the nice thing about this is the bitmap only controls intensity, so I can go back into the main cue list and change the colors. There's seriously another one right there. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's another one. A little later. Wow, we still got 204 on YouTube. Crazy. We've been having really good consistent numbers. I thought about asking him for just a screenshot of the MIDI on like some of the drum sections. Because there are some crazy drum fills that I wanted to get like really accurate. Okay. Let's figure out some colors here. I think we'll just go back to the plain old red. How do you set your background in 3D view so dark? You have to set the ambient light to like 0. Because if I turn on the LED screen, you know. Yeah, there in every view you have the option to change your ambient light. Now before I accidentally click too much in Resolume. I tried hitting play in Resolume and I was just tapping the BPM. Wow, wow. This song is honestly kind of like 3 songs rolled into one. I can't believe I started the stream early on accident, but I do like the schedule. That's kind of why I didn't post anything about like anything on social media about the new stream schedule yet, just because I wanted a week worth of testing to kind of get it all figured out. I also, oh man. So for this second section, I have to do another section of stabs. Oh wait, I was going to change the color of the LEDs. That's right. No, I don't request the DAW files from anybody. That's it's one of those stepping over boundaries type things, you know. The most I'll ever ask for is the, wave file of the exported track. And then I'll also ask for screenshots of Rekordbox. Store 99.5. I'm gonna have a little like I'm gonna have a sparkle on the JDCs for that. Does my PC at least have RGB? The only RGB thing is the 1080 Ti. It's got a little light show on it. That's about it. I just leave it on blue. Okay, sparkle up. You didn't realize lighting had so much data entry in it, did you? Guess what it does. Low to high. And I think I have another JDC sparkle. Where did I put those? Where did I put? Ah, yes, there it is. Sparkle JDC fast. Sorry, there's construction going on outside. I'm not getting notifications, but I've clicked the bell. Damn, I've never even asked anybody to click the bell. People actually do that? Well, thank you. I don't know how to fix that, though. So this will be like a 1 second, and then there's another queue. It says gotcha. So I'm just going to put those LEDs at the drop values that I put in there. Actually, maybe I'll put them to full. And then in drop resume, they go away. What are the hardest lighting desks to learn? The probably the V676 and this one. This one's pretty difficult to learn. Oh, we're coming up on another drink water pretty soon. Don't forget to remind me. Because I do forget, literally. Like 8, maybe? Gotcha. 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 Oh, that's wrong. think the sparkle was still happening. Yeah, it was. Did I forget to remove these? Or stomp them? I must have. What school did I do? Nothing. I dropped out of school. Yeah, starting next week, I'll do like a full system of notifications. I wanted to use the last week to dial in all of the settings and the overlays and everything like that. But now that we've got it all figured out and it's working pretty reliably, I just didn't want to post like everywhere about streaming until I had it pretty well dialed. So you guys have been my guinea pigs for a while, and now we'll start publicizing it a little more. One of the big reasons was the very first stream that I did with the new setup went very poorly, and we had like 1,000 people in here, and I was like, never again. I'm never gonna like be unprepared for that many people again. Why are they still there? Stomp. Stomp dimmer. Store 99.6. Merge. Am I crazy? Okay. No school gang represent. Yeah. Depends. I mean, you can go to there are some schools that have good theater tech programs. I've just never been, like, I literally have never been. There's no like school for EDM programming for stages. It just doesn't really exist. Okay, so one thing I am gonna do here, go to my instances. Of course I don't have them. JDC tube. I can strip these out real quick. I'm just going to create some chases with those pixels that bounce back and forth and do stuff like that. Yeah, and I don't really plan on, I don't foresee ever doing any sort of like class or like, you know, those like online training things that scam you out of money. Like, we'll teach you how to become an influencer or whatever. I could never bring myself to do anything like that. So if I do groups of 12, no blocks, that should, in theory, maybe not. The unfortunate reality is that there's no real shortcut way to learning how to do this stuff. You literally just have to buckle down and figure it out. Oh, that's kind of cool if them all going the same way. It's kind of trippy. Yeah, I mean, you'll pick up some tips and like some interesting ways to do things by watching other people. I learn a lot when I watch other programmers work on the desk, but you know, that's just more like coming up with shortcuts and things that you didn't even know were like features of the desk or like things that you could do. Then you kind of like add it into your own workflow. Probably the most like the first thing where I was watching some other LD and I was like, oh my God, how did I not know that you could do that? Was clicking the encoder wheels and like pulling up whatever was in there. So if like I click this down, I thought they just rotated. And like the first year I was using MA, I didn't realize they clicked. And then it clicked. Okay. So we got groups of 12. We can do bounce. We did groups of 6 maybe. I feel like my selection order is off in MA. Yeah, there's something off about the selection order. So one way we can get around that, I think those fixtures are the 1400s, 24. So 2301 through 2332. I have this macro that strips out everything. So if I hit strip instances, it'll automatically just pull all the instances out and put them in individual groups. So if I grab the whole JDC and then remove all of these, 1, 2, 3, 6. Cool. That should fix that effect that I was just working on. Up to where did I put it? 384. There we go. Another 5 Canadian from DJ Pineapple. Can you operate a time-coded show with MA2 command wing? Looking to do my own big shows with a friend of mine, planning on using show control. Yep. That's a really good way to have it. Actually, a command wing is probably the cheapest way. Let me double check in my head here. The cheapest way to get a SMPTE line into MA. It's weird. Restream is being so strange. What's up with the preset type laser? Well, that's where I control lasers. I have pangolin patched as a fixture in here, and that's where all of its parameters live. Oh, we may have to switch to a new surface. Get a whole new set of buttons here. I'm just kind of scrubbing through here and trying to find... that wah 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 wah. Because remember, none of this, it doesn't all have to be in one sequence. I have a whole page here. Hey dude, just joined the stream. Nice setup. Thanks, Daniel. Pretty good on those JDC ones. JDC tube hits. Also, I found out something interesting about the monetization of these streams. So on YouTube, it turns out that while I'm live, any ads or whatever that play, I actually get to keep the money for. Not that it's a lot, it's like a couple bucks. But the recordings get copyright struck almost immediately, obviously. Okay, I know what I'm going to do here. We'll add some LED hits. Because, like, whenever there's that non-snapped to a grid line type stuff where I can do effects, you can tap in different temp buttons. You can also assign these with the command line, but if I've only got a few of them, I tend to just do it like that manually. So here, I'll show you something that I do a lot. So I know that I want these 5 buttons to do something, right? But I don't know exactly what yet. So that was just first take. I didn't really like it. So I'll delete. I'll listen a couple times. So there are a few in there I want to delete. Now it's easier to go through here and just delete them as they're messed up. Just copy paste one here. Ah. And I'm just watching this bottom row of buttons. A lot of times I'll separate it out like by the actual drum type that's being hit. But for this, I want to have like a couple different sections come on in different times, not exactly married to the sample that's being played, if you're wondering. So, but except for that, like boom, boom. Anything that's played like immediately back to back in the same section. Boom, boom, boom. That. Maybe not though. I told you, it's a lot of listening to the same exact thing. Let me finish this. I know we're water gang soon. And the nice part about separating it out like this is if you do want to have one hit where they all go, you can just do them all at once. Is it time? Oh, it is time. All right. All right. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. At Christian Jackson on Twitter, or sorry, on Twitch. Would you share the exact same audio file between you and the DJ/artist? Yes. You have to. This is editing, basically listening. Yeah. We're just adding in different key presses. We're automating key presses. Oh, the color feedback thing? That's just a way for me to glance and see, okay, which songs are in which state in the show file. So I start off with them completely blanked out. And then as I start working on them, I'll get bored with one, but I don't want to forget where I'm at in the song, so I'll color code it before I'm done. And then, you know, by the time the show file is completely done, it'll be all blue, show perfect. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I was asking about these color coding things on here. Geezers of Gear podcast was really good. Enjoyed it. Thank you. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, it was fun to sit down and talk about. Cause I do a lot of like just MA talk now. It's nice to kind of sit down and talk about how I got started with everything. So if you guys are ever curious about the origins of why I am doing what I'm doing, there's you know about a 15-minute section in that Geezers of Gear podcast. If you just go to the Geezers of Gear website, if maybe one of the mods could link it, that would be awesome. Yeah. Use Allen and Heath as an MA2 fader. Nice. Thanks, Oxtol. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Okay, now we can fill in those drums. Twitch is really behind though. Is it really? Take a look. Twitch frozen? Hang on, I'm gonna refresh. My Twitch was frozen for a second. Oh, it doesn't? No, it's fine. Patrick says, hello from Denmark. You were the reason my eyes opened up to MA before I used Avolite, but now I only spec MA. Welcome to the MA gang and the water gang. So now I just need to fill in these sequences with different segments of light. So a lot of times I'll actually just turn on just at a slight glow. The reason I started doing this is I noticed that in like photos and videos after the show, if you're doing a bunch of crazy timecode stuff, like yeah, it looks really cool in person and you understand that like it's in the context of this stage that you're looking at and your eyes have a better concept of the dynamicism. Like you can see the darkness in the parts of the stage where the camera can't see. And it actually ends up looking a little bit better to the eye as well. I think if you just kind of put a ghost version like at like 5% of the fixture. Keep in mind though that some fixtures look really bad at low percentages, so it just depends. So we'll turn the LEDs in the JDCs on as well. Maybe to just 5. If you're keeping it all with one color, like one emitter, like I am, then you should be fine. We'll change this to green. Now I can say, well, I want this to come on here. Oops. You can get as detailed and intricate with this as you want. Remember, it doesn't really matter. You can replace all this stuff later. There's a little delay there. I think it's the JDCs that are... Yeah, so at that end part I have the JDCs moved to the back wall. But I want the LED to be off. That drum fill part. So in that drum fill, the idea is that the JDCs are facing the audience. And then as that drum fill happens, they all tilt backwards. Which is hard to see in the visualizer because I've turned off some of their visualization features just for performance. Does the visualizer account for speeds of movement, color, or change, or do you always have to bear this in mind? It does an okay job at it. I don't trust it, though. You can't rely on it. Thankfully, though, this is just an imaginary stage, and I don't really have to worry about a ton of this existing in the real life yet. It's more just for the visualizer. So I'm timing everything to the visualizer right now. But you can't trust it. This can actually go a little longer. I'm timing this using the blue bar. Because of watching your videos, I have ordered 16 JDC ones. GLP, I'll email you where to send the check. So now for this part, we want to do a reposition of all of the fixtures, which I think I did already, maybe. But then I want only the right side facing one direction to come straight. If that makes sense. Police siren on the wah 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 wah. Maybe. I am gonna take a quick little bathroom break. Give me like, I'll just play through the song actually. How about that? We'll put it up and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and no muted mic. Um, with freshly washed hands too. Get back into it. I think I also want to change in that section, add some bits where I know I'm getting overly detailed with this, but make a couple of these change different sections of the lights to a new color, like bonk bonk bonk. If I do, because this button turned on the bottom, maybe also turn them to cyan or something, or white. We'll just see what it looks like. I don't think it'll be a 100% great idea, but you don't know until you try. We'll play through it, see how it looks. How am I controlling show control through MA2? I'm not. There's no show control involved right now. This is purely through Reaper. Show control, having it set up for programming is kind of a waste. It's more of a playback thing. First truss, second truss. Truss number 3. I'm not sure if I'm sold on this yet. I guess this would have to be cyan here. And then remove it from here. Restore, remove. I don't know how I feel about it. Wah, 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 wah. Zoltan says, I'm back, kids fed, another beer consumed. Quarantine life not all horrible. Hope you guys are enjoying your quarantine. Team corn. I think store 89.5. I know I'm being detailed and it's kind of annoying, but it'll look so much better when everything is like really dialed in. Oh, whoops, that should not be a follow, that needs to be a go. I got other people hitting me up with questions in real life. What do I want to put here? Break follow. We could, here's an idea. So remember the store queue only thing I was talking about? Thanks for hanging out, this Slater Nader, being a awesome mod. We love our mods here. So if I do this break follow, let's see how this looks with queue only. Quality is the best. Thank you so much. I spent a lot of money to make sure this stream was the best. I literally spent probably $8,000 on the streaming setup. So that we could have good frames, good audio. This microphone on my face alone was at almost $1,000. So that I can talk about what I'm doing and you can understand me and hear the music. Yeah, I like that. I'm doing some stuff that like in real life would not translate super well, but is gonna look hilariously cool on the visualizer. I think I'm gonna take the color out of this entirely. So if I want to do that quickly, I can just remove. I'm activating the color attribute by double tapping on the preset type, holding down store, clicking remove, store remove. And that should take all the color info out of that. I could go even, so I was accidentally selecting only the beams, but let me show you how I would do that. Otherwise, you can normally just select beams and washes, then activate color, hold down store, remove, like that. Man, I am starving. I wish it was Friday and we were doing the pizza stream. But I'm lucky enough to have a girlfriend who made some wonderful food last night. We have leftovers. So that's what I'm going to be doing after this. Some Taco Tuesday leftovers. Yeah, I like this. Bum 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 bum. I'm sorry, I gotta add some more to this. So on this fake out, I'm gonna store another queue for just these rows of beams that are going on that slowly moves it up. We'll go into like here and then raise this one a little higher. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Store 91.5, not a radio station. It's a queue number. Did it not store? Hello? Uh-oh. I feel like I got in too deep on something. Stored exec 102.110. So I'm just going to redo that because something got messed up and I'm not sure where exactly I ended up. Okay. So fake out drop. Cool. Everything's Gucci. Girlfriend reveal. She's all over my Instagram. Well, not all over, but she's in my Instagram. Sorry, just catching up. Make sure I'm not missing anything in chat. Looks like we're all chilling. Everything's cool. Try this again. So I think that mid with these, whoops, mid, and then these guys go to high to keep them kind of like intersecting at the same point in 3D space. You could technically use a, we could technically use a stage marker and move it and use XYZ positioning, but the Slaternator. That's okay. So I'll store this as 91.5, like I said when I made the radio station joke. And then we'll add my favorite queue type, follow queue. Time and follow are kind of the same, but kind of not. Time is from the beginning of the start of the previous queue, and then follow is after the end of the previous queue. So move. So it should slowly move up like that. I really want to keep this all green, I think. Another $2 Canadian from DJ Pineapple. Best low-cost moving head with small beam angle? I mean, it depends on what you mean by low cost, but there are a lot of China beams on eBay for like $200 a pop, and you can't beat the brightness output. You really can't. They're kind of crap, but so now I need to reposition those beams. There's a quick way we can do that. The ones that we moved, grab our selection, and I can just say hit the @ key, and then we can go to, I think it is in here, maybe at break, and then I can turn off position and whatnot. Skip a little forward. Frick, yeah. It should have followed the position from before. From that, so let's see. So from break, right? I guess I can just move it again, but I didn't really want to. Is that even right? Maybe. Yeah, secondhand Sharpies, 5R extremes. I'm gonna go one higher. Maybe mid. Yeah, the output per dollar, those like Chinese 7R beam, you know, they're knockoffs, but if you're literally just trying to get some cheap beams for a DJ business and you're not like renting them out as not, you know, the real versions. I mean, how can I hate on something that I literally did? Back when I was in Montana, you know, there's no way that me as someone with like a Chevy 1500 pickup truck running around and doing 200 person prom parties is going to be able to afford Sharpies. This wasn't a reality at the time, so I understand not everybody's in the same position. But you know, there's American DJ and other brands that offer some real affordability. Wah, 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 wah. Get that follow time right. Signing off for now. Thanks, Nico. It's getting hot in here. I've got the window open and air's coming through. I'm gonna open the door just because I'm dying in here. Usually I keep the door shut for audio, but we're like 2.5 hours into the stream, right? Yeah. Open the door. Get plugged back in. All right, we should be back. Yeah, the door open is also so I don't annoy my girlfriend with the same loops over and over again. It's tedious, but it's worth it. Yeah, the door open makes a huge difference. Bump, bump. It almost looks like they're like shaking or vibrating a little bit. Wah, 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 wah. So I'm gonna do left rights on those. Wah, 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 wah. With like no fade out either. Just like very wah, 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 wah. One thing I haven't done yet is really do any sort of movement effects with the quantums. So I think we'll just kind of copy a circle, take selection, see what it looks like first. Maybe do groups of 3. And then add some wings. Ooh, wings sound good right now. We'll go backwards, kind of like the other direction a little better. Then maybe 0.25 on the speed because it looks like they're having a little trouble keeping up. Maybe a little less, 0.2. ADJ actually raised the price point on the RX1. Cool. Well, it means it's a good fixture, I guess. It's high demand. Maybe 2. Yeah, I'm down with that. Could look cool. Man, there's a lot. The light plot for this is not crazy. It's like 3 trusses and 6 verticals. I do have PDFs for this in the Patreon Google Drive, though, as well as the show file. So as soon as this song is done and we have it all rendered and exported, the stuff I'm doing will be in the Google Drive. I'm just not sure if I want... Let's see what number of queues we're at so far. We're like 90... Yeah, we'll be into the 130 main sequence queues area. Okay, here's one from Twitch from Decent. What would be a good turnaround on a finished song compared to a full set? So if this was real, like, if this was me working for an artist and we had to put a full set of songs together, I wouldn't be doing the entire intro to outro of the song because there's going to be overlap and we kind of generally plan for where transitions will probably happen. So that cuts out a good, 30 seconds on the front end and the back end. A lot of times only 1 minute is played of every song. So it depends on that factor, for one. For a Zomboy set, I would usually, on the last tour, I spent probably about 4 or 5 hours per minute of audio, just because there's, the set ends up being 40 songs long, and you have to basically reset everything for every song. But we were also touring with a ground package and not a full festival rig, so there's some balance here, right? Like if you're programming for a festival set, you need to be more generic, but you have more stuff to program. So like, side light, front light, back light, you need to consider all of those. Like, in my specials here, I have to program individually front light, back light, side light, but on the tour I might only have front light programmed and worry about it that way. State Nightclub, thank you for the comments and your support over on Patreon. Appreciate it. So it really depends. But and it's way different on stream too, because if I'm streaming, then it's really easy for me to go down a rabbit hole knowing that people are watching, and I'll spend a lot of time trying to make something very specific. So when I'm streaming, it takes about twice as long to talk about it while I'm doing it. Yeah. Yeah, you're on the business account. It's all good. I'm technically, no, I'm not. Not technically. Anybody know how many are on Twitch right now? I don't have that. How many viewers do we have on Twitch? Oh, I can see it. Never mind. I see it. 41. Is there anybody in the chat who has never been here before? Who's new? Is there anybody new who's never seen any of what I've done before, and this is your first time just kind of randomly sneaking in here and hanging out? Probably not a lot, I'm guessing, but oh, new-ish. Okay. Yeah, first couple streams, just YouTube. Wow. Sweet. Sweet. Is there anybody who can definitively say that has both streams pulled up, both Twitch and YouTube, whether one is it? People have been saying that Twitch is better, but I just want to confirm with a couple other people. It's hard for me to tell because I try not to have everything streaming at the same time on my end. Definitely Twitch is better. That's good to hear. What about doing a Patreon live stream only? I do it every Sunday. It's part of the schedule. It's part of the stream schedule. Every Sunday we do a 2-hour Patreon only hangout. New. Wow, there's a lot of YouTube people who are new. That's interesting. Yeah, Twitch for sure has the better integration. And it's better, yeah. That's the second, it happened at the same time. That must be an ISP thing, right? That must be, that's either a restream thing or my internet service provider. Because didn't that happen at the same time yesterday? Did that not, that same thing happened yesterday, right? Pretty sure. Like right at the same time. I think it's my ISP seeing a very long string of uploads. Like it's seeing a very heavy upload rate. It's not my local network. Let me see what OBS says. That's a good idea. OBS says 0 frames dropped. But here's the thing. I went over to check and see if I could actually have if I had any access to the internet on just like going to Google, and I couldn't go. Yeah, there's something funky going on either with Restream or my ISP, but that's the second time in a row that's happened at like the same time interval. Kind of weird. Okay, we'll finish up a couple things. And yeah. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, we'll continue streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Maybe it's Restream. Maybe it's Restream that's doing it. But no, it's got to be my ISP because I went over and checked my you can check the network activity on the hardwired Ethernet connection in Windows, and it said no internet connection. So it has to be my ISP, I'm guessing. Anyways, thanks for hanging around. Sorry about that. Yeah, I should be back. It looks like I'm back on both places. In the next stream, try having some ping command going in the background, one for local IP. Yeah. That's a good idea. Is Light Jockey better than MA? No, it is not. God, what am I going to do with all these little noises? Okay, this section I'm happy with. I guess for here I can turn these on finally, right? Like just have them kind of chilling in the background. Okay, I have it figured out. I do have these 6 cues. Sometimes we'll get weird glitches where the HTTP or LTP of other executors being the same as the main will cause some weird like flashes like that. So tend to put the flash buttons that have the same attributes that are in the main stack. So that needs to go a little forward. Where is our 1, 2, 3? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I'm actually just going to move them all. Move them all. Womp, 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 womp. Let's do shutter effect, or not shutter effect. Someone says there's some annoying part about Twitch. Only annoying thing with Twitch is it starts a new stream when it comes back. Yeah. I noticed that too. But I think today, technically, now I'm officially like able to get partner or something. Oh, that is crazy! What the frick? Oh, that is sick. Can you sub to me? I don't know. I'll figure that out. We'll get a real Twitch operation going pretty soon, I promise. Trust me, I want to get it going. Not for like money or anything like that, because thankfully I'm one of those freaks who saves a lot of money, so I can go 6 to 8 months without having any gigs and not be negatively impacted. Affiliate is what I'm going for. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the details on like the different Twitch levels. I'm not one of those Twitch people. I watch Twitch streams, but I haven't really used it up until now. I used to have a bad channel, or a bad Twitch channel. Oh, whoops. I messed that up. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this. Might just do it there. Good night, Jasper. Thanks for tuning in. If you become affiliate, we can sub to you and send you bits. I think the sub emotes would probably be like the only, like, I really don't care about the whatever the 250 or whatever you split with Twitch. I just want the ability for people to have emotes. I think it's hilarious. And plus, I think Twitch is more of an interesting like way of interacting with the live stream, whereas YouTube will always just kind of be the place where I put full-length videos and tutorials and stuff like that. Should I do it at the same time when the... Or should I leave it as a background kind of look? Yeah, I'm subbed to, like, I think I'm just subbed to one person on Twitch, Kit Boga. Because he has the same kind of long form factor streams where you just like work on one thing for a long time. So where did that... Let's see, where are we as far as time? Time, Mr. Freeman? I think I'm going to end a little bit early just because I'm kind of, if I'm honest, I'm a little burned out on doing this part of the song because there's so much. And I am starving. So we'll drink a little water to finish it out. Luckily for large shows I design, they let me bring an MA from my rental inventory. Nice. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, I might stream a little bit later because I was originally supposed to. I messed up the stream schedule. The stream was supposed to be starting in an hour from now, but I kind of got a little bit hyped and for some reason thought that I was starting at 2. So we started the stream, realized I messed it up, and then just kept on going on. The only reason MA is on the top is because of networking capabilities? No, it's not the network. It's the whole workflow. Like, it just thinks how I think. It's not so much about the network. Yeah, the network is great, and the fact that the session stays alive and like you can have backup, like a computer run the whole show as a backup. Like, yeah, the networking is a very good feature of the whole system. But as far as like the reason why it's on top is because it has the most refined features for touring LDs and for large shows. That's why. It's a very German workflow. And there are, you know, like someone said, 100 ways to do anything in here. You want to watch the entire thing one more time before we go? Okay, we'll watch it. We haven't really progressed a whole lot, so I feel kind of stupid for wasting the time, but yeah, we'll switch over to capture. Do I think MA3 will follow MA2 as industry standard? Eventually, but it's going to take at least a few more years. There will be a tipping point, though, just like there was with MA2. okay, I already hate it. I want to scrap it and redo it. And I promise if it looks slightly off, well, it might be, but I'm looking at it directly in real life, and it's pretty bang on. Plus, again, we're only looking at this in the lowest quality settings on capture. Need to add the Vipers here. Or maybe leave it. Maybe just add video. Hi Christian, currently studying production arts in England and have fallen in love with my passion of lighting. I am designing a light show using MA2 on PC and MA3D. If you're designing a show, you should probably use, so like MA is mainly a program, it's a programming interface. It's not really for designing. But if you're talking about like drawing plots and stuff like that, then I'd maybe look at like Vectorworks Student Edition, or something like that. And the same advice always applies. Keep it simple. Unlike what I'm doing here. Okay, that's basically what we have. And we have this much more to go. So we have it all the way up to here. Thankfully this little last part's pretty easy. So yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna go get some food because I am starving. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow I'll be editing a new video that's gonna be going up on YouTube. I don't really count these auto uploads of the streams as videos. So we'll have an actual proper upload on Friday morning. I'm not sure, I haven't even started editing it yet. So I'm not even sure which video we're going to do. So it'll be a surprise to both you and me. So, yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Right as my views go back up on YouTube. That's great. Oh, man. All right. Enjoy your evening. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Do all that stuff. And see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I haven't made an outro card yet, so I'm just going to put capture up while YouTube catches up. Bye. Cool cats and kittens.